Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here on Play on GAA. Today it's myself, Seamus Brady, and I'm going to be doing a roundup of the Allianz Football League action from Division 2 in round 3. First game, let's go with Derry against Cork. I mean, this was the game that I was really looking forward to. I was mentioning how Derry had looked really promising, beating both Offaly and Down. But I mean, saying that those were two teams that were hotly tipped for relegation. Cork were more tipped to finish mid-table and even as dark horses for promotion because Keith Rickham was going to come in with all these new players. And it was interesting to see if Derry would rise to what, in my opinion, would have been a harder challenge. And by God, did they. They put Cork away with ease. 113 to 7 points to Derry. Straight away, the middle block of Conor Glass and Emmett Bradley just dominated the game. The defence was absolutely imperious. McGrogan at centre-back looked hugely impressive. Rogers and McKaig in the full-back line, again, magnificent. Paul Cassidy at wing-forward caught my eye. Shane McGuigan and Benny Heron, as well as Lachlan Murray in the full-forward line, were all brilliant. No Kieran McFall on the pitch for Derry, and it didn't bother them one bit. For Cork, disappointing. I mean, Keith Rickham would have hoped for more. They had their Finbars lads back. Ian Maguire and Stephen Sherlock were the two that everyone was most looking forward to being back for Cork. Sherlock hit a gorgeous point right at the end to make it 111 to 5 points. And then he had a goal chance, which is well saved by Oran Lynch. But apart from that, he didn't do too much. And speaking of that goal chance, that was really the key turning point. I mean, Derry just kind of did their thing in the first half. Notable points from Shane McGuigan. I mean, he kicked the first 3 points for Derry in the opening few minutes. Lachlan Murray hit a point to make a 4-2, well set up by Conor Glass. Benny Heron hit the crossbar right before half time after Derry turned over a Cork kick out. And that at that stage, it was 5 points to 2 for Derry. In the second half, Emmett Bradley made and took an absolute gorgeous point all by himself. He was out on the left wing. He dummied his shot, came back in on his left foot, curled it beautifully over the bar. That made it 7 points to 3 to Derry. And then this is the absolute key moment. Daniel Deneen, who looked pretty good for Cork, he hit a lovely point in the first half. He set up a goal chance for Stephen Sherlock. Brilliantly saved by Oran Lynch. And then within the space of 13 seconds, Derry have worked the ball all the way down to the other end. Oisin McWilliams had a shot well saved by Christopher Kelly. It came straight out to Benny Heron and he buries it in the back of the net. 1-7 to Derry, 3 points to Cork, game over. And from that on, Cork never ever looked like winning the game again. Pádraig McGrogan hit a lovely point right at the end, 112 to 6 points. Kevin O'Donovan hit the last point of the game. That made it 113 to 7 points. Derry victorious. Derry 113, Cork 7 points. Deserving winners. Now moving on to the next game, Meath against Down. Frustrating for both teams because both teams needed the victory in this game. Absolutely needed the victory in this game. And they didn't get it. It finished as a draw. Down looked pretty good in the first half. Pat Havern hit 1 goal and 3 points. Andrew Gilmore hit a goal and 2. And Darren O'Hagan hit a point. That made it 2-6 to 2-3 in favour of Down at half-time. Meath's goals came from Jason Scully in the 20th minute. And Robin Clark hit the first goal for Meath after it was set by Thomas O'Reilly and Jordan Morris having good interplay. So the first half was quite interesting, quite open. The second half was anything but. The win definitely had an impact on the game. There was only 3 second half points. They all came for Meath. A free from Shane Walsh, a free from Jordan Morris. And then in the 60th minute, Jordan Morris hit the equaliser. I mean, this game is just pretty much the most dull result for both teams. Both teams needed this victory and neither of them got it. It finished in a draw. Next up, Meath host Offaly, and they are going to need to win that game, my God. And then Down host Roscommon. Sorry, Meath go away to Offaly, which is very dangerous because Meath could definitely lose that game. Down hosting Roscommon. I don't see them winning that game. Roscommon are going to do, in my opinion, what Roscommon do, go away and just win the game quite comfortably. But one thing's for sure, after this, neither side is anywhere near closer to being saved from relegation. And the games coming up against Cork and Offaly for both these sides are going to be 4-pointers, left, right and centre. And it's going to be fascinating to see which out of the 4 goes down. Because make no mistake now, Division 2 has turned into Derry, Galway, Roscommon and Clare, all pushing for promotion. And then on the flip side, Cork, Meath, Down and Offaly all scrapping to see who stays in Division 2. The final game in Division 2 was Roscommon against Clare. And I thought Roscommon were going to win this game. I thought this might be just a step too far for Clare. And on the 63rd minute, I was absolutely right in my assumption. Diarmuid Murtagh hit a point to put Roscommon 9 points to 6 up. But then points from Keelan Sexton, David Tuberty and Owen Cleary snatched a draw for Clare. away in the Hyde. Brilliant, just brilliant heart again from Clare, who constantly prove to people that they are to be taken seriously. I mean, Ultan Harney's black card in the 63rd minute was absolutely game changing, because then that really gave Clare the advantage in terms of going forward. But still, I didn't see them managing to attack really, really well. This was another game that the wind absolutely dominated. It was 6-5 to Roscommon at half time. Then Conor Cox and Richard Hughes and Diarmuid Murtagh all pointed. And that is why it looked to me like Roscommon were going to win this game. They didn't. And they'll be very disappointed that they didn't, because they should have. Apart from that, of course, the other game, Galway against Offaly, was postponed due to the weather. That would have been a victory for Galway. But now it's very clear that it is Roscommon, Clare, Galway and Derry pushing for promotion, and Down, Meath, Cork and Offaly scrapping it out for who stays in Division 2 for another year. Be fascinating to see how it all plays out, guys. Keep an eye on the content here on Play on GAA, keeping you up with all the action. And until next video, guys, take care.